Damn it, it's caught to my foot. The camera bag's caught to my foot. Oh, boy. So, I forgot the name of the movie. What did we just watch?
Strays.
Strays. See, yeah, no, because I have that name associated with the far better property, the game, the indie game we played last year on the gaming channel. First of all, this is a new car.
Yeah.
This is the first.
It looks the same in the dark.
In the dark, it does. Well, it looks a little bit bigger. This is the first midnight screening, or whatever we're calling this series. I haven't even thought of a name of this series yet.
Wow.
When Brad Jones did it like 10 years ago, he called it Midnight Screening. But yeah, new car. It's very spacious compared to the old one. Yeah.
I can do this.
The worst. Okay, stop. The issue is though, is that like there's so much space above us, right? Like no, in terms of the camera, because it's currently resting on an Advil bottle. If I remove it, it doesn't really work, does it? Like,
it's called that we need something better to hold up the camera with, but we both are very forgetful human beings, so it's not going to happen. So
that'll have to do.
Yep.
Okay, so we were like, we haven't seen a movie in a while. Last one we saw was Oppenheimer a few months ago.
Dev was like, Naomi, we haven't seen a movie in a while. We haven't been spending a lot of time together lately.
I've been busy. I've been working.
Yeah, no, I'm not blaming you. It's good that you work. Make me that money.
Give me your notes. But I was like, listen, I want to go on a date. So we went on a date night.
Yes. So we browsed movies, and all of them looked boring as fuck, or they were horror movies.
Like last week, I saw that there was that Will Ferrell Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and I was like, that's going to be
Will Ferrell too.
It was Will Ferrell. I think it was. I was like, this is going to be
it was because
Will
Ferrell was this one.
He can do 2 movies at once.
No, he can't.
Sure he can. He's
old.
He's almost retired at this point. He just he just slaps his name on things now at this point. I think the Ninja Turtles was a Will Ferrell movie, but in any case, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Will Ferrell. It was the other guy who's like old and retired.
Everyone?
And he's like washed up.
George Clooney.
No, comedy. He did Santa Inc.
I think I remember anything about that garbage show.
Seth Rogen.
Oh.
It was him.
He's not even that old. He's like your age.
He's older than me, quite a bit. But quite a bit, yeah.
Look this up.
Okay, when I was like a kid, 40-Year-Old Virgin came out and he was in his 20s during that.
Looking it up.
Okay, how old is Seth Rogen? We haven't got to the movie yet and it's already nonsense. Yeah?
Oh, he's 41. Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's about your age.
I am not 41.
He almost is.
No, I'm not. Dave's almost 41. Okay, listen. The point is we haven't gone out for a date, and I was like, let's go for a date. And I wanted to see that Ninja Turtles movie because that was going to be a trash fire, and I wanted to sit here and do one of these on that trash fire movie, but it was too late. It came out in August. It's September now. We were like, oh, it's already at theaters. And it was already at theaters. So, like,
listen,
is there
anything is out of theaters?
Because theaters are dying right now, man. But like, we were just like, okay, well, what could we see? Like what?
And the only movie
that we were both
interested in.
The only movie that was remotely interesting was Strays.
Yeah.
And good God. Okay, real quick before we start the movie, when we drove in, I noticed that there was this stuff over here, and I'm like, what is that? What the fuck? Like that's like a banquet tent, and that looks like a stage trailer.
Yeah.
Like that looks like a trailer that actors have when they're doing a production. They're out in the field somewhere. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, are they shooting a movie here or something? But anyway, it's all like unattended. It's been left alone.
Our city shoots a surprising number of movies.
It does, yeah.
I remember in high school, like I'd walk through our downtown core, and it would be like, oh, you can't go through here, we're filming a movie. Like, many times. And I was just like,
yeah, I think
we live in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere.
There was like a failed Resident Evil movie and then a failed Resident Evil Netflix show. And one of the two was shot here.
Maybe they were both.
I forget.
At least partially shot here. Like I don't think our city does full movies, but they at least do like partials.
They do like if you need a downtown to drive through, they'll do that sometimes. Yeah.
Our downtown is shitty, but that's fine.
That's okay. Raccoon City's downtown was shitty too. So we get into the movie, and there's no one in this theater. There's like 4 people. There's not many.
What's funny is
Well,
that...
it's midnight right now. Like, it's late.
What's funny about that is that we've gone to, like, the last show, like, many times. This
Like
is
11
actually,
p.m., yeah.
This is one of the fuller theaters that we've actually been to. Like, there was...
Oppenheimer was really full.
Well, yeah, that was because it was Oppenheimer.
So was Barbie.
That's because we actually went when they were, like a few days after release.
Yeah, and they were popular movies. Yeah.
Yes.
This is not a popular movie.
Like, out of the movies, we've just been like, let's go to the movies. This has been actually one of the more populated ones, because usually...
D&D is popular, too. We had at least 3 that were super populated.
Yeah, but, like... like, you're usually, like, no one here. There's been a couple of times where, like, it's just been us in the theater.
Oh, yeah. There's been at least 2 of them where, like some of the quieter movies where it's just been us in the theater. But anyway, we get in, and even though this is, like, a comedy, and I use comedy very loosely, it wasn't that funny, but it's meant to be a comedy, almost all the trailers before the movie were horror trailers.
Yeah! Every single trailer was a horror trailer.
One of them was
I was like, wow.
One of them was the Five Nights at Freddy's. And I was like, we gotta go see that. That looks like a trash fire.
Listen.
I like the original Five Nights at Freddy's game. So, like, I'm here to see it.
Listen, I have a theory.
Okay,
I have a theory based on the trailer, because it was a surprisingly long trailer. I think that one of the animatronics is gonna try and become good. Based on that last shot.
Well, here's the thing.
They were holding hands.
Yeah, in the lore, there's a special animatronic in the first game called Golden Freddy, and he wasn't good, but whenever he showed up, he'd crash your game. The game purposely crashed. So there's always something special about Golden Freddy, and they're probably going to do something weird with him where he's like a good animatronic.
Yeah,
because
but this wasn't
the girl
gold.
goes to, like, he was Golden Freddy.
Was he gold?
Okay, well, he can't. Okay.
He's
called Golden Freddy. He's not actually made of gold.
Oh, I assumed he was made out of gold.
No.
Why would I know?
Because he's like a lighter brown than the actual Freddy, who's like a dark brown.
Okay.
They call him Golden Freddy. But anyway.
Lord.
So we're watching all these horror trailers for this comedy movie, and the lights dim.
Oh.
The lights dim.
Except.
Okay, we sat right at the back of the theater because
this time I got to pick the seats.
Yeah, I don't like sitting back there, but I was like, Naomi, you can choose this time. So we sat in the very back of the final row, right in the back of the theater.
It was so comfy.
The screen was so tiny.
It was so big.
It'd be closer to be bigger.
No.
Anyway, we're sitting back there, and the other like 4 people in the theater are all down at the front.
Yep.
And
well, no, that was more than 4.
All of the lights start to dim. All the lights start to dim, except one light right in our area.
It's just strobing.
It starts. It instead of dimming, it just flickers, and it stays flickering for like the first third of the movie. So like anytime there's like a dark scene or a transition between scenes, I can see just like.
See, I was too distracted.
I was like, what the fuck?
By the glorious movie we were watching.
Oh yeah, glorious.
I was too distracted by the movie to be distracted by pissy little light.
Okay. So, the movie, for those of you who don't know, Will Ferrell's latest comedic adventure, where he voices a dog.
Named Shitbag.
Well, his name was Reggie eventually, right?
His name was Shitbag.
Yeah. Okay, so listen. I think we've all probably seen the trailers for this when we're going to see actual movies. And the idea basically was that, yes, actual movies. Oh, there's only 5 minutes left in the battery. I have other batteries, though, so we'll switch it out. We'll switch it out in a minute.
Oh.
But, basically, the way the movie goes is that it's a bunch of live action footage, and they've done voiceovers, and they've like CGI'd the mouths of the dogs to talk.
I think they didn't. I was surprised about how little they CGI'd, because they didn't CGI that much. Nope. I think like the one scene with the
fire at the end was CG.
Well, yeah, no, like that, like some of like the bigger scenes were like CG, obviously, because you have dogs doing weird shit. But I think the one with the mushrooms was like
it was
entirely CG.
Well, I think the puppet part of it was not, and the drawing obviously wasn't, but like a lot of it was CG.
Yeah.
But no, like basically, it's like a lot of static shots of dogs, and they very clearly have the dogs trained to do various tricks. And
it was cool to see. Just
it's like there's obviously a trainer. I've seen like a stage, not stage. Your TV shows and movies work with animals.
Yeah.
They have a trainer off screen. Who's like directing the dog
to do things.
It's like, here, okay, you turn around. And like they'll just CG in the mouth flaps later, and it's like okay, and
the CG mouth flaps weren't terrible. I was also surprised about that.
Yeah, I mean the teeth looked a bit strange sometimes.
Well, yeah, but like it's weird to see a dog with dog teeth speak in human.
I think some of Reggie's teeth were looked more like human teeth. It was kind of strange. Like the front teeth were like more human-ish. I was like,
no, that's just that breed of dog.
is it really?
I think so.
They have human
I might
teeth?
be wrong, to be fair. Commenters will comment.
Maybe they
About
will.
my wrongness.
And your wrongness. So anyway, like, oh, is it getting too warm?
A little.
Okay. You might as well roll down the window, I guess.
Maybe.
You just take off your
I should just take off my sweater. That would be the simplest thing to do.
simple thing to do.
You know? Anyway,
Here,
keep talking.
I gotta change the battery, so we'll come back in a minute, okay, guys?
Oh, no!
Sorry, my hand. Ow!
Oh,
And I was putting it back. The pill bottle rolled in.
I can't see that.
Can you even see the? Oh, you can see the Advil. Okay.
Not sponsored by Advil.
Sponsored by
No,
Advil.
not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Sponsored?
Nope. No. Do not get us sued.
Maybe I will.
Do not.
So listen.
Listen. Here is
Listen.
a story all about how.
I'm gonna shake your head because you're a dog.
No.
Okay. So, where were we before I changed the battery? I don't even remember. Oh, CG. CG was okay. I think we're actually done with that conversation. Okay,
Yeah.
here's the actual story. I'm going to TLDR it to you in like 3 minutes, because here's the thing.
It's a short movie.
This was an hour-and-a-half movie, and it had a long intro and a long fucking credit sequence. So, like, this is like a movie that is maybe 70, 75 minutes. Like, it's not a very long movie.
No. That's supposed to be. It doesn't take a long time to tell the story.
No, it doesn't. Okay, so, his name was Doug, right? The main guy? Yeah, Doug.
The main guy was Doug.
Doug is a loser. This is a human, by the way. He's a fucking loser.
Like-
he's smoking weed all day. He's cheating on his girlfriend. They live in a fucking trailer park. Like he's
House in a trailer park. Give him some credit.
no.
House in a trailer
This
park.
guy's a fucking loser. All right.
And the
he's
house-
living off his mum.
Yeah, his house is paid for by his mom.
Fuck.
And his girlfriend broke up with him because...
So here's the thing. His girlfriend found this dog.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a puppy. It was an old lady with a box puppies, and it's like
Free puppy!
Yeah, free puppies, take them.
You know how that
and
goes.
then the girl's like, "Oh, it's so cute." And then Doug is like, it's right at the time he goes, "Fuck," because he knows the girl's gonna make him take it. So they get this puppy, and they name the puppy Reggie.
She names him Reggie.
She names him Reggie. He names him Shitbag.
Yep.
Or dirtbag, or asshole,
Shitbag.
or
It was
fuck,
shitbag.
or fuckface.
It was shitbag.
It was a bunch of different swears.
It was
actually.
it was shitbag and dumbass shitbag and fuckface.
Yep. So he does not like the dog, and eventually the dog Reggie walks in with another girl's underwear,
Yep.
and the girlfriend's like, "What the fuck is this? Doug, what the fuck?" And like they get into a fight,
Yep.
and then he's like, "I'm keeping the dog," and she's like, "What? You don't even like the dog?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I don't want you to have it. Fuck you."
Yep.
And so she leaves. Like, "You're a fucking loser," and she leaves.
Yep.
And so now Doug is stuck with his dog.
Yep.
And Doug hates the dog and abuses the dog. But the dog is like, everything's fine. It's so good.
Not physically.
Not physically.
No, like the
Neglects him. Neglects
yeah,
him a
like
lot.
majorly. Like I was actually very surprised that the only like major physical thing that Doug does on screen to
like,
the
push
dog
him off
is
the-
just pushes it, like shoves him away. Shoves him away
Shoves him
is
off
the
the
correct.
couch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Doug plays a game called, it's Fetch and Fuck.
Which sounds a lot dirtier than it is.
So, Doug drives out in his pickup truck to the middle of nowhere,
Yep.
throws the ball, Reggie goes and grabs the ball, Doug drives home, and then Reggie chases him all the way back home.
Yep.
And Reggie thinks it's a game, and Doug's obviously trying to get rid of him.
Yeah. Also, like the entire movie is from the point of view of Reggie.
Yeah, it's all from the point of view of dogs.
Yeah.
There's like 2 sequences where it's not in the point of view of dogs.
Yeah.
And we'll get to those because they're both pretty funny.
Yeah.
So basically what ends up happening is finally after Reggie coming back too many fucking times, Doug is
So many times.
Doug is like, "Fuck you." Doug drives 3 hours away into the big city, throws the ball, and then drives
Down an
home.
alley.
Down an alleyway, and then drives home.
Yeah.
And then Reggie is now stuck in the big city, and he's like, "I'm gonna go home."
Yep.
And so this begins the long odyssey of Reggie getting back home.
Yeah.
Now, on the way, he meets up with 3 other dogs. And there's
First one is Bug.
Bug, and Bug is it Jamie Foxx who plays him?
Yes.
Yeah, and Bug is like is a stray,
Yep.
and he's kind of like a little bit wild and goofy, and you know
He is a giant fucking dork.
Yeah.
Like not a dork and like, oh, he's so geeky and adorable. No, he's just like a like he's like street dork.
street dork.
Street dork.
And then there's 2 other dogs. Oh, what were their names again?
The Great Dane was Hunter.
Right.
You know who he is because one, he's a Great Dane, and they talk about a giant dick all throughout the movie.
It's a giant fucking dick.
Well, Great Danes are massive in more places than one.
And also, he wears
a cone 24/7
on his neck.
And then the other one.
Is it a border collie?
I don't know. No, she's an Australian Shepherd. They said it in the. They said it in the racist joke. Yeah.
Right, it's an Australian Shepherd because she has a Australian accent. The voice.
And I feel bad because I can't remember her name.
She's just the girl dog.
She's just the girl dog. I feel so bad. I can't remember her name.
Well, here's the thing, because Hunter has a thing for.
Yeah, no, they say her name so many times. Of course, she's the only one I fucking forgot.
Yeah, and they're all like, aren't you gonna get with her, dude? Like, what are you waiting for, Hunter?
I'm looking it up because I feel bad. I feel bad.
Okay.
Maggie.
Hunter and Maggie are the dogs.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? That's why I couldn't remember it, because...
It's like a person's name?
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
So is Reggie, to be honest.
No, I know, but Reggie's the main character. Of course you're going to remember his name.
Yeah.
You can't give side characters human names.
To be honest, I didn't start remembering even the main two dogs' names till 2/3 of the way through the movie. I just did not give a fuck.
You know what's funny is that I couldn't figure out what Bug's name was because I couldn't hear well enough for it. Was it Bug? Was it Bud? Was it like I couldn't tell what the end consonant was.
Yeah.
So I was just like, it's buh.
Here's the thing. The story itself
It's very simple.
is very simple. It's simply the four of them, they decide to go back.
Because
Well, hold on.
this is an important part.
It is an important part. Along the way, Reggie realizes that Doug actually doesn't like him.
Yeah.
And so he's going to go back and bite his dick off.
Yes, this is a drunk revelation, by the way.
Yeah, so basically they find a bunch of garbage bags full of like booze and they're all drinking.
Yep.
It's all
Scrap
pouring
night.
out. Yeah, scrap night is when they go to like a human party and they're all just like they're like watching. One girl comes out with like a full pizza and the pizza she drops the whole pizza and they're like, go, and they all just charge and like grab a bunch of pizza and then they start like drinking trash bags full of beer.
Yep.
And
Me and Dev are crying over the spilled pizza. It was such a waste.
Yeah, I was like, it looked like a decent pizza too.
No, it did not. When it was on the ground, it looked like fucking cardboard.
Yeah, but when she was dropping it, it was slow motion. I was like, that's a nice pizza. Okay.
Just want cardboard, Dev. I understand.
Now I want pizza.
No.
I've already had like
Can't have no pizza.
I already had the butter chicken earlier and the popcorn.
my
Like
God.
I'm good for food today, and now I'm like, I want pizza, dude.
You don't want pizza.
We're not getting pizza.
You want dogs eating pizza.
Okay, so they decide to go back to Doug's, even though it's like tons of time away, and they fuck him up. So on the way, a few things happen. One, they stop at a carnival.
Yep.
Then they're getting hungry, so they try to steal hot dogs, but it doesn't work out because fireworks go off, and they're all like, "Oh my god!" Ah!
And they're freaking out because fireworks and dogs.
Oh, and then like they get caught in the fence trying to escape from the carnival,
It was like a fucking World War I scene.
It was like it's like, leave me behind, I'm done for. And like these three kids, all right, they're all
teenagers.
They're like high school students.
Yeah.
And they look like they're emo kids from like the 2000s.
They look
a little bit.
It's not really emo. They're more like grunge. We don't really need to debate this.
Yeah. So there's two guys and a girl, and they have a giant fucking firework.
So it's like this
and
big.
They light it up. They're like, it's gonna be awesome. They light it up, and then like the dog's like, oh no, it's gonna the big one's gonna go off.
No. Maggie was like, they have a fucking bomb.
Yeah. So anyway, the dogs manage to escape, and this is the one time in which it shifts to the human perception, because after the dogs escape, it goes back to the three kids, and they're waiting for the firework to go off, and it doesn't go off, and it was a dud.
And also, they're like a foot away from the firework, by the way, so they should be very thankful it did not go off.
They're like closer than we are to the camera.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so they're just like watching, it's like, yeah, and then it doesn't go off, and then like, oh, and then like one guy says to the girl and the other guy there, you guys want to make out?
I fucking lost it. Dev rolled his eyes so far.
I was like, what
back
the
into
fuck?
his head. I had to go in there and re-roll them back.
What the fuck is this? It's so dumb.
It's such a fucking teenager thing to do.
But with the other guy?
Why not?
Listen.
Group makeout sesh.
Listen. That's not how kissing works.
Degeneracy is good.
Yeah, Naomi. Okay, so they get lost in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
They're hungry.
Yeah.
They eat a bunch of mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
They get really fucking high.
They ate so many
They get really fucking high, and they all have weird hallucinations. And the hallucinations end with them finding a bunch of stuffed toys.
Yeah.
And like playing with them.
In a hole. They find a whole bunch of stuffed toys in a hole.
And they're playing with them. They're having a good time.
Yep.
And they wake up They wake up covered in like rabbit guts.
No. Listen.
And corpses. It's like, oh no.
Listen, they weren't covered in rabbit guts. The movie tried to fool us into thinking that maybe they didn't do it, but no, they killed a shit ton of baby bunnies.
Yeah.
It was just everywhere. There was heads, there was guts, there was one like
ears.
really graphic like torn open like body with like the ribs and the innards sticking out. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, it was so funny.
It was pretty ridiculous.
It was so funny.
And then police dogs show up.
Yep.
Because the police dogs are trying to find a missing girl.
Yeah.
So there's a missing girl in the forest, and they can't find him, but they're like, listen, you guys are strays, you're going to the pound.
Yep.
So they get put in the pound.
There isn't a big sequence, by the way, because they get tricked into going the pound.
It's a big fucking sequence, but who cares?
No, the pound is the big sequence.
Well, the pound is a big sequence, yeah. So they're all like, we gotta go to the pound. We gotta make it back to Doug's.
Yep.
So all the dogs in the pound decide they're going to all shit in unison.
Wait, you're forgetting?
I'm not going into detail. We're getting done. We're getting through this.
Okay.
They all, Reggie gives a big speech. They all get inspired. They all shit in unison.
On the floor.
On the floor.
So the guy will come.
Oh no, you're right. The dick thing. You want to talk about that, right? Okay. So the previous plan to get out is that because Hunter has such a huge cock, he's going to
constantly talk about during out the movie.
He's going to stick his dick out of the bars and then get turned on by Maggie because they have a thing going.
Yep.
And that's like they haven't fucked
no
yet,
sex,
but there's
all that sexual tension.
Yeah, it's sexual tension. It's before they get together.
Yep.
So and Maggie's gonna like trying to turn him on. And
she does.
And the idea is that like the dick's gonna extend out and grab the keys, which is the dumbest fucking idea.
It was so stupid. And then you know what I was actually really surprised by at the very end? Like they
showed a giant dog dick.
They showed the giant fucking it was.
They showed the bad dragon dildo.
They showed the bad dragon dildo. And I was like, holy fucking shit.
Yep.
It was, I was so surprised they actually, I don't know why I was surprised after the bunny scene that they would do that, but they did and I was surprised.
So, what ends up happening then is they say, okay, we're going to break out. We're all going to shit in unison. The security guard's going to come over who has to clean up the shit. He's going to walk in. And as soon as he comes in, we're all going to make a break for it. So he comes in and he sees like 20 dogs lined up presenting their shit and he's like, you fucking assholes. So he starts losing it and he like slips on one shit and then falls into the other shit.
This part. I couldn't
and then
do it.
all the dogs run over him and he just gets covered in shit head to toe. And they all the strays escape from the pound. And this guy's like, fucked. He's so covered in shit.
He's in the lobby, covered in shit because he tried to chase after him.
He's like just spreading shit all over the lobby. All over like the receptionist desk. And I'm like, oh my god.
It was so gross.
This is the gross out humor, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad. It was like, So they get back on the road. There's some sort of argument where they accuse Reggie of actually wanting to go back to Doug, not to rip off his dick, but to be.
He did.
But to be a good dog, and he did. And he says, "Listen, no, I've actually been a bad dog because look at all the things that I did." And to be fair, like he did cause them to break up. So he's like, but like.
That was Doug's fault for cheating.
It was, yes. Like, it was ultimately all Doug's fault in the end. Like, but he's like, I'm the bad one, no, and I'm gonna go and make Doug happy. And there's like a fight. Here's the thing.
They all split.
Okay, at the end of the second act of your generic movie,
there's conflict.
The ragtag team has a fight and they split up and they gotta come back together. It happens in every fucking movie.
Movie.
It feels so fucking forced at this point, but it happened. All right, it happened. They split up. And they all go their separate ways, and then Bug gets lost.
Cute as a bug.
He gets lost in the forest. He finds the missing girl
somehow, accidentally, after almost biting her hand.
Yeah, he finds the missing girl, and so it's like, oh, she gets like the police dog show up and it's like, oh my god, you found her! Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then they go to find Doug, and Doug's already made his way.
Reggie.
Reggie's already. Sorry, they go to find Reggie. Reggie's already made his way back to Doug's place, and then there's this extended sequence where like Doug sees him and is like, I can't fucking believe that you're back again. I drove 3 hours away, and Reggie's like, you know what?
And Reggie's just talking at him.
Yeah. Reggie's talking at him, but he's just barking in real life.
like-
So like, it looks so annoying when he's doing it.
Yeah.
But like, Reggie's like, he's saying like, listen, I loved you, and now I don't, and you're a terrible person, and fuck you, and
And tries to leave.
he tries to leave. But then Doug's like, I'm just gonna kill you.
With a baseball bat.
The baseball bat.
He like he slams the door, has a baseball bat, and he's like, what the fuck do I have to do to get you out of my life, you fucking shithead? And I was just like, oh shit, shit's going down.
And then just in time, the other dogs burst in.
Hunter burst through the fucking door like a Chad.
Yeah, he like jumps down through the door, and they all confront him. And there's like a fight sequence where like he's like swinging the bat around. And he's like
Doug's swinging the bat.
He's like Doug's destroying his own place.
Oh,
He puts his own foot through the wall.
Yep.
Like he's clearly like drunk and like a failure. And
Actually, no, he's high because he smoked out of a bong like right before this all happened.
Yeah. So he's trying to fight these dogs, and they're like just jumping around, like trying to avoid getting hit. And then eventually, like, he like hurts his back or something, right?
Yeah,
Something happens where he ends up on his back.
Yeah, he slips because Reggie was running across the counter and the water sprayed him in the face, and then he like slipped and fell on the floor. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, and then at some point, basically, Hunter like puts his front paws on his.
Oh, no. He slipped and then got up, grabbed Reggie one last time to try and squeeze the life out of him, and then Bud, like, knocked him into the floor, cracked his head on a vase, and then once he was on the floor, I think
it was an empty bottle, actually. An empty wine bottle.
All three of them pinned him down.
Yeah.
Except for Reggie.
Yeah, so the other three dogs, like, Hunter's on he's the big dog. Yeah. He's on his chest. And the other two dogs spread his legs open.
Yep.
All right? And then it's like, it's time. And then Reggie does it. He just bites his dick off.
One thing I will spoil is that it's to the song of Wrecking Ball.
It's so dumb.
So it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he bites his dick off, and then Hunter turns around and takes a shit in his mouth.
Yep.
And then all the dogs leave triumphant. And
the house is on fire.
Well, yeah, because at some point during the fight, like
something got lit on fire.
Yeah.
Who remembers what?
And then like the house is on fire, and like Doug stumbles out with like his face covered in shit,
his
and
crotch covered in blood.
He's just bleeding.
Yeah.
And then like his house is on fire, and for some random fucking reason, the power line pole falls onto his truck for no reason. There's no reason for this.
It was karmic justice.
It falls onto his truck and destroys his truck. Then he collapses onto the fucking front lawn, and the dogs are like, "We gotta get the fuck out of here, dude." So the dogs leave. And then basically they just go back to their life in the city, and like that's it. That's the movie. It's a very simple movie.
Yeah, all of their lives are slightly better. Like Hunter and Maggie are finally together.
They get together.
Maggie is like has a better life with a better owner.
Oh, and Bug gets adopted by the lost Girl Scout girl.
That was cute.
But here's the thing: at the end of the credit sequence,
we didn't expect this to happen. We were just being lazy.
Here's the thing: I made a joke like there's gonna be like an after the credits like MCU like Marvel sequence, dude.
I was like, no fucking way.
So after the credits, there's a scene of Doug in the hospital, and he's just being checked up with the doctor, and the doctor's like listing off all like you have the bites and the scratches. Okay, for some reason you had a lot of poop in your stomach. And,
all like in your system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Doug was like, yeah, it's because the dog shit in my mouth.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, okay, well, there's only one final thing here. And he's like, so he starts flipping through the papers, and it's like a long time. He's like flipping, and he goes, oh yeah, and we couldn't save your dick.
Can't reattach the dick. And then it just cuts to black, and Doug screams, fuck! I was the only person in the theater laughing because there was no one else there but you.
Yeah, everyone else left because I was like, there's gonna be something. And everyone else left.
Listen, guys, this was an amazing movie, and you need to go watch
it. Wasn't that amazing?
Okay. With Dev, listen. This is obviously like a B movie, right? I don't know how you qualify movies.
Hold on. It's like a Hollywood B movie.
That's fine. It's fine.
It has a budget.
Listen, which was better, this or Cocaine Bear?
Cocaine Bear by quite a lot. By quite a lot.
So all you fuckers in the comments that said don't watch Cocaine Bear, go watch it.
So here's the thing, okay? They're both the same type of movie.
Yep.
They're overly ridiculous. You watch them when you're high with your friends.
Or drunk. Doesn't matter which one.
No, it's gotta be high. It's gotta be high. Drunk, you don't even have. If you're drunk, you don't have the ability to fucking pay attention to anything. If you're high, you still can. So these are like stoner movies. All right, you're hanging out with your friends. You're getting high, and you're picking up. You're grabbing some munchies. You want to settle down in someone's living room for the evening. This is a movie you watch that's like that. Cocaine Bear is a movie you watch like that. It's a bunch of ridiculous, crass nonsense.
Yes.
The issue is that Cocaine Bear was actually funny at some points. This movie was not actually that funny.
Yeah,
the jokes weren't that good.
No.
The visual gags weren't that great. And the only times where I got a reaction out of me when it was ridiculously gross. Now, I'm fine with gross humor, but it didn't really have anything else but that.
Yeah, like, I didn't like the gross humor parts. The things I found funny, like, the reason I keep laughing is because it's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking dumb that it just tickles some weird part of my brain that that it makes me think it's funny. Even though I know it. No.
Gross humor?
No. Not without the gross humor. Like, the stupid jokes, like, how stupid this movie was.
It was really stupid.
Like, listen, I don't like watching bad movies like Dev does. I like watching terrible movies like this because they're high quality enough to tickle whatever weird part is in the back of my brain to make me think that it's funny, even though I know it's incredibly stupid.
Are you saying that you don't like Schizophreniac then?
No, I love Schizophreniac. That's like the only one. You love Birdemic.
Yes.
No!
You haven't seen it yet.
I don't need to.
We're going to watch it.
No.
Yes.
No.
That'll be our wedding, is just playing a Birdemic on loop.
I'm never getting married to you then. Never. Ever, 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 ever.
So, yeah, like, would I recommend this movie? No.
Would I recommend this movie if you were drunk and at a party with your friends? Yes.
Or high, yeah. 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 It is, you know what? It's the kind of movie that you put on when you're hanging out with your friends. Because it is
a laugh.
It is like it's a Will Ferrell movie. It was, Seth Rogen wasn't in, but it is like a Seth Rogen type movie. You know? Like
Seth Rogen wasn't in this, but I'm surprised that he wasn't in it.
It felt like his kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it is crass teenage humor, which I usually love. It just wasn't really well done this time.
Also, listen,
the jokes weren't that funny.
If you like dogs and like terrible humor, you'll enjoy this movie like I did. Dev hated it.
Well, no, I didn't hate it.
Yes,
I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it that much. Here's the thing: of all the various dumb movies we could have seen tonight, I chose this one because you like dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
listen, you were just like, it feels longer than Oppenheimer.
Yeah, okay. This movie's like what if you cut out the credits, it's like an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm like, this felt longer than fucking Oppenheimer.
No, it didn't.
Like, oh my god.
No, it didn't. It felt like the length. You know what it did? It felt like the length of the movie. Most movies don't feel like their length. They usually just feel like way too short. This felt like the length of the movie.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, that's all I have to say about it.
Oh, and Bird Guy. Just check mark.
Oh, right.
Listen, no, listen. I don't know who this actor is. Are you going to explain this to me on camera? Okay.
Okay. So no, I'll explain to you off camera.
Okay.
Okay. So
not right now then. Okay, bye.
No. I'm gonna. Okay. There's at one point when they're lost in the forest.
Bird Guy.
that basically one of them gets picked up by an eagle. And they start chasing.
I knew it was gonna happen too. I fucking called it as soon as they were in the field, because Bud is a tiny dog, and so is Reggie. I was like, he's gonna get picked up by a hawk. And I was like, Dev, watch, he's gonna get picked up by a whatever.
Yeah, he grabbed him.
Whatever.
And they're like, oh my god, there's a hawk. And then this is the second time it goes to a human perspective. It cuts away, all right, and there's Dennis Quaid.
I don't know who that is.
The actor Dennis Quaid, and he's playing a bird watcher in this. And he's like looking around, and he's like, he has his binoculars, like, oh, that's.
And he's looking at an actual bird,
a real bird. And he goes, oh. Then he pulls his book out to check it off, and every entry in the book just says bird, 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 bird.
It's not even typed; it's handwritten, just as bird.
And then he goes down to one of them and like checks it off. He's like, okay. And then he pulls his binoculars back up. And he sees the eagle
carrying
the dogs. And he's like, oh my god, that's the craziest shit I've ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid.
Who is Dennis Quaid? You have to tell me now.
And I was like, okay.
Listen, I need to know.
So here's the thing, right? Like, I think like Doug is a known actor for sure.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen him around other things. But Dennis Quaid's been in a lot of stuff. All right, he's been in a lot of stuff. So the minute that he appeared in the movie, you're meant to be like, that's fucking Dennis Quaid. Wait, what is he doing in this movie? And then, like, at the end of the sequence, when he goes, and I'm fucking Dennis Quaid, like, it's like, okay, I get it. Like, that's the self-referential humor. So that was the joke. You know, as long as you know who Dennis Quaid is.
I don't! Tell me who Dennis Quaid is!
As long as you know who Dennis Quaid is, you get the joke. So.
Tell me so I can get the joke!
That was our review.
Damn it, Dev!
Of Strays. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
Tell me who Dennis Quaid is!
Actually, I just realized, Naomi, your boobs are reflected in the window.
Oh.